Why don't we go ahead and get started? Because we have 30 minutes, and I know everybody has probably been to many webinars that are an hour long. We've intentionally made this 30 minutes just so we can be respectful of your time. And I think it also complements what we're going to show you today, which is what we believe is how matching should be, which is easy, quick, and simple. And the focus is going to be on Giving Tuesday and what you can do to be successful for your Giving Tuesday matching campaign, whether you're considering it, whether you already have a plan in place. What you're going to walk away with today is going to give you some things to think about, some tools. And also, we're so excited to do a grand reveal of MatchNice's Giving Tuesday matching solution. So, before we start, I'll just give a little bit of an intro for those that may not know me. My name is Pooya Pourak. I'm the co founder and CEO of MatchNice. Our whole mission is to inspire more giving by making social donation matching easy. How'd I get into this space? Life story in like 2 minutes or less. My parents fled Iran after the Islamic Revolution, moved to Japan, then to Dubai, where I was born. From Dubai to Finland as political refugees. And then in 96, my family moved to Atlanta. So I'm a first generation immigrant, US citizen, college grad, went to Georgia Tech, started my career in the private sector, listening to feedback from customers, employees, particularly in the health and human services space, and taking that feedback into action and helping to inform technology. And throughout my life and career, it's been this journey of wanting to give back. I've had people in my life who, especially in the nonprofit sector, who have supported me and my family throughout my life and journey, and committing my life to wanting to give back to the nonprofit sector is just core to who we are as a company and core to who I am as a leader. So, with that, let me share my screen and we can get this show on the road. So, here's what you're looking at, right? Our whole mission, inspire more giving. Today, we're going to talk about matching for Giving Tuesday. Now, before we go too far in, I think there's often the first question that we get asked is, oh yeah, what is social donation matching? Well, it's this new category that MatchNice is creating and focused on. And what it's not is employer matching. So employer matching is I work for Delta Airlines, I donate to Habitat for Humanity. Delta Airlines matches my donation as the employee to Habitat. What MatchNice does is empower nonprofits to activate their existing donor base and supporters as matchers. So that could be your major donors, your mid-level donors. It could be crowdfunding from everyday donors, which I'll talk about. And it could be your corporate sponsors as well. So it's putting up matches directly for your organization without any of that corporate red tape. And we'll walk through what that looks like. We know matching works, right? There's a lot of psychology that goes into it. And we're seeing increases in donation conversions, gift size, donor acquisition, especially a big lift in email engagement rates, and ultimately total revenue. So the whole reason we exist is to try to boost your overall fundraising efforts and just to touch on all of these little elements of what makes matching so compelling for donors is, having a social proof, right? Like, especially if you're showing who the matcher is, it creates a degree of credibility. There's always urgency with matches, right? These are time bound fundraising events with milestones. We got to hit those deadlines. I think maybe one of the most powerful is this BOGO effect, right? Like more impact, less effort. That ties to like this sense of amplified giving. My gift is doubled. seeing progress, right? Like you've got a thermometer that you're working towards a goal that everyone is collectively supporting. And that collective action ties back into like the community, right? Like oftentimes just giving as an individual can feel like a one person effort, but with a match, you're really bringing your community of supporters together. And there's this degree of reciprocity too, right? It's this pay it forward mentality like, hey, I put up this amount. Would you be willing to give? And that creates this kind of desire to want to join and jump in. And loss aversion is also part of this, right? We don't want to miss out on these types of deals or opportunities. And of course, like identity, right? Like every organization wants to make giving feel good, aligned with your supporters' values. They want to see themselves in your mission and be part of that team. And matching is a really great way to build that together. So I want to just talk through a few case studies really quickly about how we're seeing our customers at MatchNice recognize some of these impacts and how the psychology fits in. So our most recent match was with Jewish Story Partners. And just looking at the bottom line here, they saw almost a 3 to 4x increase in individual online giving revenue compared to their previous campaign, almost double in average gift size, and almost double in the total number of donations made during their matching period, again, as compared to their campaign from the previous year. We also had LCMD Research Foundation, and they raised more in that 1 month matching period than they had in the previous 6 months, and saw again like that average gift size almost double as part of the matching campaign. And I think matching is especially a helpful tactic for organizations who are looking to diversify their funds and increase individual giving. RX Outreach is a great example of that. They're a $20+ million organization, but they've got most of their revenue coming from program services and grants. And they launched their first major online fundraising campaign with a match, and their donor base doubled in that 30-day period. So not only is matching a great way to incentivize and inspire people to give, but it also has these downline effects of getting your brand out there and increasing donor awareness as a whole. So, what I want to talk to you about today is a 3 step checklist for how to set up your match. And we're going to go through each of these in sequence. So, number one is just the planning, right? Like, I think it can be really easy to kind of get crippled by the overwhelm of like, where do we even start? And who do we ask for a match? And how do we confirm and secure a match? So, I want to talk about these steps that 3 elements that go into this first step of plan, which is really just to lay the groundwork for a credible and fundable match. Starting with your why and like what are the outcomes that you're looking to go for. We just talked to an organization who's raising $50,000 for a new roof as part of a food bank. That's a very clear outcome that they're looking for. Tying back to the why of how this actually supports your mission is essentially like creating an initial case for support. This helps your matchers and also your donors understand how their contributions and how your matching campaign is going to be supporting your mission and expanding your reach and impact. So start with why. Always start with why and the outcomes that you're looking for. Number two is identifying your potential matchers. So for identifying your potential matchers, we did some research on this. We surveyed 200 plus fundraisers and we asked, who would you ask for a match? Surprisingly, the number one donor group that came up were everyday givers, people who give the couple $100, less than $1,000. There's not really any matching solutions out there that make it easy to kind of democratize matching, right? Like when we think of matches, it's usually like a wealthy donor or it's a corporate sponsor that we bring into the movement. But we'll talk about how your organization can actually leverage your supporter network to crowdfund a match as we get into the demo. The second group were mid-level donors, so people giving 1,000 to 10,000. And third were actually corporate sponsors, and major donors ended up on fourth place. I think the insight for me on that is major donor relationships are those that are really cultivated and typically planned far out in advance. So, thinking about who could be a matcher, I would personally start with your mid-level donors. Think about even your board, right? Your board might be willing to support a match. And one of the best ways to think about this as you're segmenting your donor list or just thinking about who might put up a match is who gave to me this time last year. It's a really easy appeal to go to a donor that gave you $5,000 or $10,000 last Giving Tuesday and just say, hey, would you be willing to put that $10,000 up as a match this year? It's risk free and you can double your impact for you, for us, and for every donor that comes through. And then the third is, of course, just securing that match, right? Like you've got the funds committed, the pledge is there, and the outcome of the plan phase is that you're ready to launch your match and you've got the clarity, credibility, and confidence going into Giving Tuesday. By the way, as I'm going through this, please feel free to drop questions in the Q&A, and I'm happy to come back to that as we wrap up towards the end. Step one, plan. You're ready to launch, right? You've got this match, you've defined your why, you know who your matchers are, you've secured that. Step two is to run, right? Now it's time to activate that match and communicate your progress. So the first thing is activating that match. So when I say activate, it's really communicating that, whether it's on your website or, even direct mail through newsletters, some form of communication that lets your donors know that, hey, there's this really big opportunity and I want to be part of this movement to help, again, go back to step one, achieve the outcomes that you're working towards as a community. The second thing is share progress towards your goal. I think we've seen a lot of matches that just kind of show, hey, we've got this amount and it's matching, 2x every donation that comes through. But being transparent and creating a window into understanding how far along are you with the match is really important to foster that trust and transparency, and also helps drive that urgency for donors. And we'll talk about how we make that easy. The third is, of course, building urgency and celebrating progress, right? So you've launched your match, you've got, 12 hours left to go in your matching period or a day to go in your matching period, reaching back out to your donors and sharing the progress, saying how much time is left, and not forgetting to celebrate the impact that's already, been created through your match is a really great way to tap into that psychology that we talked about and motivate donors to support your organization as part of Giving Tuesday and really any giving matching campaign. And the outcome really here that we're looking for is to drive this sense of excitement while also building trust in the impact that donors are creating throughout that process. So there's many different ways to do this and achieve this without like working with any kind of fancy technology, but we'll talk about how we make that easy. Step three is grow, right? So you've completed your matching campaign. Now it's time to turn this success from this campaign into ongoing generosity. So recognizing and thanking your matchers and your donors at the end of the matching campaign, obviously very important. We all know it is one of the most lowest hanging fruit when it comes to donor stewardship. Just sending a thank you, communicating the impact, number two there, the second checkbox. Let people know, like, what were the outcomes? What can you as an organization do now that you have these funds, and what role did your supporters play in helping you achieve that? And can you maybe tie in some storytelling about the impact that you were able to create? There's a great opportunity to also look at some of the numbers that you got, right? Like what were the boosts and conversions if you have that data? The increase in gift size, the number of gifts that you got, did you get new donors? All of those pieces of data help you get to the third checkbox, which is attracting your next match using those results, right? So it's easy to go to a matcher to say, hey, we can double your impact. It's even more powerful if you can go to a matcher after your first campaign and say, hey, would you be willing to put this up as a match? Here's the impact that the last matching campaign had. We'd love to have your support as part of this campaign. So 3 steps: plan, run, and grow. Uh, don't worry about taking notes here. I mean, if you are, that's wonderful. I congratulate you for that. We're going to send you a 1-pager at the end of this that has these steps. But once you're done with that, what then? It's repeat, right? Like you're looking towards your next campaign. And part of that is this spirit of continuous improvement where you're learning and improving this framework to fit your organization and your unique practices, systems, and team. So things to reflect on at the end of every matching campaign, or really any kind of campaign that you're running for your organization. What kind of feedback did we get? And if you didn't get feedback, ask for feedback, right? Maybe it's from the matchers. Maybe you're connecting with some of the donors who participated. What did they think? What did they feel? Were they inspired? Did they think that something could have been improved? And that leads to the second question, like what was it that worked well and what didn't work well, right? And it's okay if things don't go as smoothly in the first time. The whole point of fundraising, and every fundraiser knows this, is it's you got to do and put in the work, put something out there, learn, and you're constantly improving that. And that leads to then the question of like, how do we make this process better? So go, if you've never run a matching campaign, going through the motions of this 3-step plan gives you the groundwork and the tools and the assets, the templates to be able to make this a lot easier. And of course, like better every single time. And what I want to like just reiterate is the framework that I've shared here in terms of plan, run, and grow is a pretty general framework that applies to every organization. But the goal is to take this framework and really make it your own, make it fit your culture, make it fit your systems, your processes, and how your team works. So let's put this into action, right? Like Giving Tuesday is coming up December 2nd. We're about 6 weeks out from that. Planning can start now, right? Like look at all this planning time. We've got 6 weeks between now and December 2nd, where you can run your campaign and then grow thereafter as we look towards year-end giving in December. And it's such a powerful way to show your supporters we take your dollars seriously, and here are the tangible outcomes that you can drive, and the power of collective giving when we all come together. So I want to go into the Giving Tuesday demo, but just to highlight what is MatchNice, how do we work? We add a matching banner to your website. This is what our core platform looks like. It's going to show you how much is available, what your matching progress is towards that match, what's remaining, a countdown that builds urgency towards that goal, who your matchers are. They can remain anonymous if they'd like to. It could be a corporation, it could be an individual. That really builds social credibility. How many gifts have you doubled in real time? And also a certified match guarantee, which is this little banner, this little badge on the right, which basically reinsures donors that every dollar they give is truly being doubled and unlocked by their giving. And transparency is super important as part of this. And our matching banner makes it super easy for organizations to show the progress, show the matchers, show how much is available, and show the impact that your donors are having against a campaign. Now, one question here that you're probably thinking to yourself is, will this work if I'm already using a different fundraising platform? And the answer is yes. What we do, and I'll show you in this demo next, is actually connect to your existing fundraising platform to track real-time donations against the match. So whenever a donation comes through, the progress updates in real time. So with that, what I want to do is talk about our brand new Giving Tuesday matching banner that we're launching. And you all are the first to see it. So what I want to do is just walk through the sequence of how the banner works, the steps that are involved in terms of what donors and matchers experience. And then I'll actually jump into a quick demo to show you that. So first is raising a match before Giving Tuesday. Putting up the banner before Giving Tuesday will have a countdown to December 2nd with the option for donors to create a match against that. So I create a match, it shows up on the banner. There's a match that's raised. People see that amount. Donors can continue to add to your matching fund for Giving Tuesday, crowdfunding that. On Giving Tuesday, it goes live, right? You've got that match active, progress bar, the countdown to the end of Giving Tuesday, who all of your proud matchers are, and the number of gifts that you've doubled. At the end of Giving Tuesday, there's a thank you, right? It's going to tell your donors on your website what your total impact was, again, celebrating the matchers as well as the community that came together. In this case, 200 donors that helped create that total impact. But you may be thinking, well, Pooya, what if I don't get a match? No worries. If there is no match and you have the banner up, there's a call to action that will show on Giving Tuesday that leads donors to making a contribution to your nonprofit. And then at the end of Giving Tuesday, if you didn't have a match, there's still this great opportunity to just share recognition and gratitude for everyone that did support your nonprofit on Giving Tuesday. So what I want to do now is actually show you what this looks like. So let me adjust my screen a little bit here and we can go through the demo. So what you're looking at here is a nonprofit dashboard with MatchNice. To set this up, all you do is go to your settings, connect your Stripe account. That's how we track and give, that's how we move donations directly from matchers to your organizations. And the second piece is to connect your existing fundraising platform to MatchNice. That lets us track real-time donations against the match. From there, all you do is go to embed, copy our Giving Tuesday matching banner embed code, go to your website, and you can just drop this into your website header on any page or across your website header. And what it's going to do is activate your matching banner. So I'm going to cycle through to the beginning. So here we see that there is that call to action to create a match. If a donor clicks on create a match, and this is a form that you can share with donors, it's a really simple form. They can say, hey, maybe I want to contribute just $250, right, to your matching fund. They can choose to donate the rest to your organization if that match is not met. And then they just go through and complete that checkout. So here they can choose to cover your Stripe processing fees, opt into additional communications. They can make this on behalf of an organization if they like, or they can be anonymous. And as soon as they pre-authorize that, your matching banner is going to update to show what you've crowdfunded in real time. So now we've got a match that we're raising. We're still counting down to Giving Tuesday, 40 days out. and it's inspiring other people to contribute to that match. Again, people can go through, add to that match. But now let's imagine it's December 2nd, 12 a.m. Your banner updates. And now we've just got 12 hours left. You see that you're 91% through. We've doubled 13 different gifts. We can see all of the matchers that have contributed to this. And then we move to the thank you with the total impact. And again, if you didn't get a matching fund, you've got that call to action to give and a thank you that comes through. So it's really as simple as putting that banner up and then following the framework that we shared to get through the planning, the running, and then the growing of your matching strategy. So that is the quick flyby of the demo. What does it cost? Our business model is a 5% success fee on total impact. So if you have a $1,000 match and you raise $2,000 from that match, $100 is deducted as a success fee from the matching donation. So there's no direct cost, no subscriptions, no setup costs that go with our solution. Key benefits: get new donors, double your impact, increase your gift size, you create that urgency. And of course, you can build that trust and transparency through the process. So next steps, what are we going to do? We're going to give you a matching strategy checklist that covers everything that we just talked through in terms of that framework. We're going to have that timeline there at the bottom. And we'll also share a series of emails that give more tips and tactics around the plan, run, grow, and repeat phases over the next few weeks. And please reach out to us if we can help with any of your matching strategy needs. So look at that. We've got a few minutes left. So this is where I pause for questions. I'm going to check to see what questions we have in here. Gina, what's up? Beat the streets. Thanks for joining. Great presentation, Pooya from Amundi. Is this open to people from across the globe or just the USA? Right now, MatchNice is just for registered 501c3s in the United States. We are looking to expand globally as we continue to scale as a company. Amundi, by the way, was on my podcast, The Nonprofit Lab. Really great person. Youth Development Forum, check them out. Amundi, thanks for joining. And another question that we got is, how do you start if your organization has never done this? The framework is really designed to help guide you through that, right? So starting with your planning phase of like, what are the outcomes that you're going through, looking to drive, and then running is actually like taking your match and then promoting that and then growing from there. So we're hoping that the framework that we provided is a really good starting point, but we know that this can be a lot if you've never stepped into the arena of the world of matching. Myself and my team is here to support and guide everyone that is interested through the matching strategy, whether or not you're using MatchNice. So just feel free to reach out to us and we'd be more than happy to collaborate. Look at that, 1229. I think we are, will you share what to send to potential matchers? Dixon says, yes, we do have an outreach template for that. Dixon, thanks for that. We'll include that as part of the communications. Is MatchNice integrated with GiftSmart, and do you guys have to have a Stripe account? So yes, we actually are working with a GiftSmart customer to onboard them right now. You do have to have a Stripe account for MatchNice to move matching donations to your organization. But your existing fundraising platform can be using whatever payment processor. That doesn't matter. Scott would love to learn more about what you're doing and see how we might partner up. So 12:30. Wow, we did it. That's it. Look at that. I hope that was like maybe one of the most efficient webinars you've been to. I don't know. It's our very first webinar at MatchNice, and I just want to say thank you everyone for joining and wishing you a fabulous day. And we hope to hear from you. Reply to the follow-ups that we send. We'd really love to connect and support your mission ahead of Giving Tuesday. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous day and keep up the inspiring, important work. Take care.